I mean, I think that one of the limiting factors for people to adopt this practice is obviously what you have to do to prepare your office, prepare yourselves, etc. But a big part of why many people are just not looking at doing oral immunotherapy because we don't have an approved product as of this point. We likely will in the next couple of months, we suspect. But part of the reticence is what is this going to do to my practice? How do I integrate this, and how do I keep up with the other parts of allergy that I really enjoy? But then also, the other part of the residence is the fact that we didn't have an approved product, and I think that is, there is risk involved here, and I think that, many doctors don't want to take those risks if they don't feel like they have the support of the college or the academy or Canadian Society of Allergy or whoever it is behind them. And I've heard it many times, what am I going to do if something goes wrong because I don't have support? And it's something we have to deal with. You're right, because we have flipped the script on these families. We told them for years this is not, all of a sudden we are turning this poison into a medicine, right? And I think that is something that is completely foreign to them, and we just expect them to kind of lap this up and adjust to this. And we're endorsing this. For years we were endorsing avoidance. Now we're endorsing, oh no, you'll be fine. And so we are endorsing this. And I think what's interesting is this is an elective procedure. This is not a curative procedure that I'm aware of, anyways, and it's quite possibly long term. So when you look at that, and then you look at the possibility that there is risk involved here, you do have to prepare these families for this. And I think that this is what myself and my colleagues were talking about in the session today, that this takes time, and to prepare them and to kind of shift their thinking in this. And then, once they've, decided they want to talk about this more, we have to have an even bigger discussion. And when we counsel our families on the families that are ready to kind of consider this, and they've kind of already had that mind shift change, it takes about an hour for me to kind of, or more, for me to talk to families about this, to kind of walk them through this, shared decision-making discussion where we kind of say, what are your goals? What can I offer? What are the alternatives? What are the risks? And in order to do that, it takes quite a bit of time because there's a lot to talk about, for these families. And it is essential because of the fact that in reality, if we don't have those discussions, A, the families will not be prepared for this therapy. B, if something goes wrong, they're going to say, well, you didn't tell us. And I say, well, unless we think about having these discussions right up in advance, we're going to run into troubles. And I think that that's a huge part of this. The other thing, the other side of that we're flipping on them is not just the avoidance. It's the fact that we are sending them home and we expect them to know how to manage reactions if they occur. And I think of them as junior healthcare providers at this point without having any formal medical training. And I think most of us, when we are faced with an allergic reaction for the first time in our clinics that we've caused during an oral challenge or whatever, we don't always know how to deal with it when we're first learning how to deal with this. And we learn and we grow. We teach our nurses how to do this, and they learn and they grow and they get experience. But when the family leaves my office after taking that very first dose of peanut in a very small amount, the next day I expect them to know how to deal with a reaction if it occurs at home. And they're doing this once in my office, 13 times at home, and then they come back to my office. So the onus of knowing how to deal with that becomes theirs, but the onus on me is to train these patients, the parents and the patients, so that they know exactly how to deal with this. And I think that's going to be, the biggest part of our counseling, to be honest with you.